environment. And Jason, you were very quick to condemn what the Bank of England was doing, or maybe what the Bank of England was doing in response to some policy blunders by the UK. You want to explain?
Yeah, look, I think the Bank of England had to do what it did yesterday, but it was put in a terrible position by fiscal policymakers. They were the ones who drove the run on gilts. They were the ones who drove the yields up. And the Bank of England compounded the problem when they did the tepid increase last week. They didn't do anything beyond a statement on Monday. And so I don't think yesterday was intended as relaxing their fight on inflation, but it's really a very confusing message coming out of the UK as a whole.
What do you think the end result is? I mean, we watched, before the Bank of England's move, we've been watching gilts, the yields soaring. We've been watching the pound get crushed. Now what? Is this a temporary fix from the Bank of England, or are they going to have to double or triple down to convince investors that they're really there backing this up?
Look, the theory is that, the hedge funds will rush in. They'll start buying these gilts to front-run the Bank of England, and the Bank of England won't need to use those 65 billion pounds. That might be right. But what happens when this period expires? They can't afford the perception that they're engaged in yield curve control. Interest rates in England should go higher based on the fiscal plan that happened last week. They will go higher. And the longer you try to put your finger in the dam of those interest rates, the more you're creating something pent up and possibly some bigger adjustment in the future. I think their hope is that they're slowing the adjustment, that they're making it happen in an orderly way. But if they try to stop it, I don't think that's going to work.
It reminds me, Jason, of the largesse of some of these European countries in trying to soften the blow. But if I were a citizen of the country, like the energy subsidies, we're not going to, you're not going to have to pay more. We're going to cover that. No one in the right mind would buy gilts here. I don't know why a hedge fund would buy any gilts. Like you said, rates are probably headed up. So I don't want my government making a bad trade. They're making a bad trade just because it's so hard to get out of the Roach Hotel that central bankers have made.
Yeah, I mean, that's the paradox. At a time of inflation, you really want to help people. If you help people by giving them money, you drive up interest rates. There's going to be a lot of people in the UK paying more on their mortgages, even as they pay less on their electricity bill. And none of this is, working out particularly well. Europe is doing less in terms of the largesse than the UK. I hope they look at the UK, see it as a warning. Look, I think you can do some targeted relief for some people, but you have to make it very targeted. You can't make it huge.
You weren't a central banker and you weren't in the Fed. You don't have to defend the Fed. Do you agree with the journal or central bankers, do you agree with the journal? They call it the Banker and Bailey circus of monetary policy.
Look, I think the biggest problem there is number 10. Number 10 is the people that said they'd take away the Bank of England's independence. Now they've temporarily put that on hold, hopefully permanently put that on hold. They're the ones that announced this reckless fiscal plan. I think the Bank of England is, they're a little bit behind the curve. I think they've made a few mistakes, but broadly speaking, they're operating in a tough environment.